Hmm. Don't know. There's definitely an argument for going balance, not balance badge, heat badge. Definitely an argument. All right, we put the sun up. And we got the quick claw boom in the house. The number of times I ask myself if I want to levitate, I want to skill swap into earth power is astonishing. Tell you, it's hard being this dumb. But I manage. I manage. Hitting a head smash would be funny. Head smash is 80%, right? Honestly seems like a weirdly good idea. A wide lens head smash. Just do it. Just do it. All right, let's see what our KO leads look like and how we feel about them. Let's just start off the bat with Quick Law Boom sucks, and we understand that. We live with that. So we could go Soft Sand, Nidoqueen, and Nidoqueen would be dead to Quick Claw, Crit, Burn, Fire Blast. That sounds pretty fictional. What is Nidoqueen's problem? Nidoqueen's problem is... Does it have a problem? Oh, right. Its problem is that I'm pretty sure that this... I don't know how at-damaging works. I have intentionally never put myself in a position where I needed to count on knowing how rounding works in Run and Bun, which is a pretty important determinant here. Is that true? I guess not. I guess that Nidoqueen actually... What if we go Life Orb instead of Soft Sand? If we go Life Orb, then we outdamage everybody, right? 118 divided by 254 minus 25, which is 229. So yes. Yes, sir. Right, the problem with this is that he's a belly drum guy. So we'd have to, like, teach Rock Tomb. Oh my god, you can't even KO with Rock Tomb. Nidoqueen. That ain't it. That ain't it, pal. Alright. So the only way to go Nidoqueen is to pre-damage so that we get Tauros and play more into Quick Claw Crit. So that doesn't feel great. The initial thought is to just assume we're going to get lucky because it gives us other slots to play with to have better answers into hand. because I'll be honest, I don't have good answers in Hamilton either. That thing's a menace. All right. So the line I cooked up the other day was pretty straightforward, but pretty much banked on not getting crit and not missing bright powder. You know, you get the point. So let's say we lead with Hearthstone Archeops. We can just KO the Torkoal. That sounds great, except for the part where he can like Quick Claw, 50-50 Fire Blast, hit and burn me. Actually, it's Power Gem, so it's only the crit. It's only the crit. That's kind of okay. That's kind of okay. Yeah, that's okay. Let's say I did the hammy thing, and I just went for Head Smash. What do I get? Depends. Favorite answer, it depends. Okay. So if we do the Archeops lead, the nice thing about Archeops lead is that it's always Tauros. And it's not only is it always Tauros, it's almost always, like barring like Quick Claw into crit stuff or Quick Claw into boom, it's gonna be Tauros with Play Rough Iron Tail. Right, Fire Blast, very unlikely. So we can just switch in Pyroar and outspeed KO this guy. And then if we take Play Rough or Iron Tail, we'd have to pre-damage a little bit so that Charizard always sees a kill with Earthquake, but then we could just go back to Archeops, which seems really nice, and then hit one 90%er. The downside of pre-damage is if somehow it's Body Slam, we're kind of screwed on Body Slam crit. But again, we have to take some risk on these fights, and so you typically want to minimize the risk up front so that all of these are fictional by extension. So let's say we do that. If we KO with him, we outspeed against the back. If we don't pre-damage, if we don't pre-damage, 27%. If we don't pre-damage, Iron Tail always does put us in range of Earthquake, and being in range of Earthquake is actually the worst thing. We can get slow kill Earthquake out of Gramble if we're full HP. He's sheer force, so we can't use a Golly pivot. You gotta keep that in mind. I love doing that misplay. Does anybody else KO this thing? Conk? No. No way that leveling matters. Nope. An Iron Tail can't defense drop us. It can miss, though. That's right. Iron Tail can miss, which, it's like, oops, accidentally made an inconsistent line. My bad. So let's just do this with miss and hit and play both. So let's assume that we pre-damage so that Earthquake plus Iron Tail is a KO. And by the way, in order to do that, we have to always be dead to Body Slam. Unless we pre-status. Maybe we just pre-status so we can have healing. That lets us play around Body Slam crit. So if we just regular pre-poison, we have the Flame Orb. right? Yeah, we have the Flame Orb now, so we can pre-burn Pyroar. Accomplish the same thing as pre-damage without the risk. Give ourselves Citrus. Or Orin. It might even be Orin. We actually have to go like Bulky Berry. Yeah. We have to go Bulky Berry because we don't want to trigger the Citrus on Play Rough Iron Tail. And then, so we assume that works. We get, if we've done the pre-damage and we take a hit, it's going to be Earthquake Charizard. Earthquake Charizard. We go back to Archeops. Archeops KOs. Unless Defeatus is active, we're going to get Granbull next. Granbull. Is that true? It is. Okay. So those two take 1, 2, 3. And now we have 4 slots for Granbull and Friend. Okay. So, evening, sir. Welcome to Magma Hideout, where nothing's guaranteed. How was your day? Doing great. My wife's been having a tough time with the pregnancy, and the baby was breech. She's worried she was going to have to do a C-section. Today the baby was head down, final ultrasound. So we're feeling really good. All right, on Archeops, this is if we KO. Usually when we KO Charizard, we're going to get Arcanine Head Smash. Thank you. So on Arcanine Head Smash, yeah. Well, we have twin boys. My wife really wanted to try and deliver the boys as naturally as she could, and she did. She delivered 2 the first time, and so the idea that she would go through that and then still have to get a C-section this time was pretty. I was hard on her. So it's something that's really important to her, and I'm all here for it. Okay. I know you like my riskless cooks. I got news for you. This is not one of them. This is where we just use our knowledge of statistics to play the odds, and the odds could get us wrecked. It is. That's why they don't let us men do it. All right. So I think what I'm going to do here, yeah, is just bring the 6 best mons I can bring and hope for the best. Yeah, it's a lot. No question, it's a lot. So here is Le Delio. As per usual. Thank you. Yeah, we've been through it. We've definitely. She's been through it. I have witnessed. Better way to say it. We've been We've been in that room. Why can't I find my Gyarados? We love risking Gyarados to crits. It's just a part of the game. Oh yeah, that's when it's my turn to step up, right? When oh, Gyarados is right there. When baby's finally here. All right. Oh, I'm night shift. That's the last time I did it. I took every overnight. She sleeps during the night, and then I would sleep during the day when we have like parents and friends and family over to help out. So we risk double Quick Claw, right? If he Quick Claws turn 1 and he crits me, he can put me into Defeatist and they don't KO. So we risk Quick Claw crit into Quick Claw to KO Archeops. Assuming he doesn't Quick Claw or he Quick Claw non-crits. Or he could Quick Claw burn me, I didn't think about that. But we're still fine. Archeops has to take 2 Pokemon, so there are some challenges. But assuming Torkoal doesn't do asshole things, we just get a clean KO turn 1. We get Iron Tail, which could miss. We overheat. We KO the Tauros outright. We get if Iron Tail hits, we get Charizard. If it misses, we don't. We go back to Archeops on a guaranteed Earthquake, and we KO. Yep. But it's Bright Powder, so we could miss a few. And then, again, if we didn't, depending on damage, but usually, like 80% of the time, it's going to be Arcanine here. Now, Arcanine... Oh, no, it's never Arcanine, because we outspeed and KO. Excuse me. It's only Arcanine if I'm in Defeatist. So most of the time, it's Granbull, which is not the line that I've cooked before. So that was a miscook by me. So if we get early Granbull and we've taken no damage on Archeops, I think we just... Rock Slide once. And then we go to Excadrill. We KO that fool. That seems pretty good. The bad part about... Oh, yeah, I remember this now. So, what we have to do... Focus Ban Arcanist, thing's evil. Yeah. But we have one of the... I don't know if it's the best answer. One of the things that does a nice job against this Arcanine is Milotic. Marvel Scale Milotic is a defensive wall. Even though it only has 79 base defense, it's like Beware. So if we can get Granbull Scald burned, we can just kind of sit on it and be basically at full when it dies. And then we have Arcanine. You can see Arcanine Head Smash does less than 50%, so technically with a Lepa Berry, we should be able to stick around on this thing. Now, there is one caveat to that, that we can't let it click Howl, so we will be teaching Hydro Pump, and we will be teaching Icy Wind to this guy so that we can get speed control and potentially kill, right? So we need all three. We need 2 new moves on Milo for this to work. We bring Gyarados to Intimidate to make it even better. But the basic thought is to Scald Burn the Granbull and then have Milo with a good amount of PP left on Recover, get an Intimidate off, and just kind of win with Milo and have a full HP Torterra in the back for after it's out of head smash, right? Like if Milo lives all the head smashes, Flare Blitz doesn't do that much. Now there's still the focus band reversal nonsense, but I don't think even at 1 HP reversal does as much damage as head smash. It doesn't. So we're never really afraid of reversal. So that's what I'm gonna go with. This is just the best options I can bring, and we're just gonna run it. Every single Pokemon has risk. The only thing we have to guarantee, which is difficult to do, well, we want to, I shouldn't say have to. The thing that we really want to guarantee is that Charizard can't belly drum. To the point where I almost want to pre-damage my... Let's think about this. Even if he Quick Claw non-booms me, Quick Claws and he burns me, I'm still not in Defeatist, and it's still Iron Tail or Play Rough. So yeah. What's the max it does? 53. Am I worried about playing in the Flame Charge? No, I think that's acceptable. I'm gonna pre-damage Pyroar to always be dead to Earthquake. So that Pyroar always gets Earthquake. That plays a little bit more into Torkoal Fiction, but but that Charizard is the thing that can give you the most problems. So we wanna take that. We want to get that baiting guaranteed as best we can. Most of the time, this fight goes just fine. Okay, where's my Archeops? There you are. All right, a rare Pyroar appearance is nice. Excadrill coming in next. And then the other question is Torterra really the best backup plan here? Or should I just bring something like... Slowbro. It might be just to bring both my recovery guys. Prim is on Seafloor Cat. There's a 20% Prim in Seafloor Cavern. Yeah. What does Slowbro take from Head Smash? 50 to 59%. Takes... Okay. That seems okay. Especially since we think we're stalling out Head Smashes. So I'm actually not going to bring Torterra at all. Because the crits we're risking are before Torterra gets on the field. We're going to bring Slowbro. And we're going to teach it Seismic Toss, which we like to do. Kind of. Well, you never know. I mean, I've got some pretty good dupes for that, you know, for Sky Pillar now that you mention it. Oh no, not Skylar. I'm thinking of something else. Sorry. This Dragapult? What's the one I have dupes for? I have the Insutopolis. I can't think of the name of it. Oh, Cave of Origins. Right? 5% Dragapult, but Obstagoon, Wordier, Ursaluna, I got some dupes, dog. Yeah. But you know what? The first time on my E4 wipe run, I did not get the early pull. So I have done the game. I feel confident in my ability to get through the game without it. People keep telling me Grimstarl is good. Grimstarl to me has done a really good job of keeping the box warm and nothing else. And the one time I used it, I accidentally used Prankster on a dark type, which just fails automatically. Genius. Okay. Milo is dead to double crit, like back-to-back crit. Just want to be as good as me? You probably could be as good as me. I don't think I'm all that special. I'm meticulous. But you keep getting better. I mean, you're hanging out, you're learning, you're cooking some lines. You have been losing a Brawly all week. I lose the Brawly all the time when I'm in an early game. That's how it goes. The only difference is that I've convinced myself that it's an investment. It's worth it. All right. All right, I'm down. I am down. I have options. Hardstone. I don't think Cherry matters. And this is pre-damage to what? Pre-damage to be dead to single target Earthquake on Pyroar. This is definitely questionable, but that's what I'm going with. And then Excadrill is technically just here as a pivot, but also just kind of beats the Granbull outright. So I think because it's here as a pivot and we expect to get it first, we go Citrus here and we don't care that we have a range to KO on Granbull. The reason we're not just trusting Excadrill is that Excadrill has Excadrill can take head smashes. And I think I'm getting Granbull first, which means I'm trying to Scald Burn. All right. I have a flying type. I need to go fix my Milotic, and by fix I mean jack up its moveset. I will say there was one Brawly where I was frustrated because I thought you made a play that didn't make any sense to me. It's the Quillfish one. You had Quillfish in on the field against Poliwhirl. Quillfish was like, I don't know, call it 2/3 HP. And you wanted to get Reflect up. So you went to a low HP Dottler, and then you clicked Struggle Bug, and then you switched somebody in on a random move like Mighty Yenna and got Superpower Crit. And you were like, unlucky. And it was unlucky. But when I'm watching it, I'm like, you've got a high HP Quillfish that takes like 17% from HP Grass, and HP Grass is guaranteed. Like, you just click Poison Fang or Secret Power. Hopefully you had Secret Power. I didn't even check that. And you hope for the best. Because that's a really good counter to that Pokemon on the field, and Quillfish had already done everything you were hoping it would do for you on that battle. That one bugged me a bit because I thought you had the tools and just played into the opportunity of bad luck. Not about being negative, dog. I'm a big I come from a coaching background. I played a lot of sports growing up, and then I got into coaching it. And I don't really care about winning and losing. I care about learning from both. If you win because your competition was no good, right? I go beat Vanilla Emerald. I'm not good at this game, but I might feel accomplished. But if I didn't learn anything about it, I didn't gain game knowledge, I didn't get better at cooking fights, it didn't matter that I won. If I lose to Brawly and I assess my loss and I learn something from it, right? I figure out, like, we know, right? Brian's not a double target move. You're never gonna forget that again. Like those, I like those things. They are issues that I learn and improve from. You've seen me do it on this run with Claydol, right? Payback bug made me give me a potential wipe on that stupid Cacturn Sandville trainer. And then I used it to steer out of the wipe condition on the Beware fight. So it sucks in the moment. You learn from it, you get better from it, and ultimately you're stronger next time. That's what it's all about. You can't have the redemption arc without the struggle. Icy Wind. All right, I'm Mr. I don't like giving up move slots, and I give up 2 on that fight. You've definitely got a flair for the negative, I guess we'll say. You go very quickly to, well, I just suck. And I think it's an easy answer. It's an answer that you don't have to do anything about. And so I prefer owning it, right? Like, blaming yourself isn't owning it. Blaming yourself is just blaming yourself, and then you're done. But if you own it, like, okay, I misplayed, and let me figure out how. Now it's something you can grow from. So I'm all about that. It's not about what happens, it's about what you do after what happens. Okay. I am afraid of this fight. This is the wrong place to be. I need to go to Lava Ridge. You got me preaching. Do I have the right bike? I have the right bike. All right, and before we do anything, let me remind myself of the encounters here. And of course, do my favorite thing, which is mark it as a delay. We love delays. Let's check out the Magma Hideout. Room 1, Shiftry. Huh? Nah, I'm kidding. I don't hate Shiftry. I hate C-Dot. I just hate C-Dot. All right. Salazzle seems really good. I love Exeggutor, but it can explode. Victory Bell would be good for my box. And Grand Bull is just something you would sack later. Decent odds of a good Pokemon. Now, I don't think enough to justify pulling this right now, but he froze Eggy like as in Brawly did. All right, Gyarados. You just need to take... We want you to take 2. Can you take 2 for me, pal? I may not even ask him to take 2. He might just take 1. All right. Archeops has the Hardstone. Milo has the Hydro Pump. Surely Slowbro needs to be taught something. Key items. Surf? Okay. Magma Grunt 1. Gonna be honest, this fight sucks. Very hard. But dodge the Quick Claw here and we feel great. Alright, Power Gem Gaming. No Quick Claw. Let's go. That's the line we want. Tauros, guaranteed Iron Tail. Iron Tail can miss. Pyroar is just faster in the sun. Unnerve, Iron Tail hits. Overheat KOs. There's our hasty Pyroar putting in work. Who needs Ape? Who needs him? Got sun boosted. We don't need your fake out for this overheat. This is Charizard. Charizard at 75 HP can probably click. It can't. No Flame Charge is good. This is 50-50 dual Wing Beat Earthquake. We would prefer Earthquake, but it's a marginal preference. There's dual Wing Beat. Power Gem. Power Gem Gaming is my gaming. Charizard goes down. We show Fast Kill to Arcanine. We are intimidated. Do we care about being intimidated? Ooh, we're going to save this HP later because one thing I did not realize is that if we can stall Arcanine out of his 8 head smashes, I think it's 8, then Archeops actually has a pretty good chance to come back in and do some damage. It is 8. Okay. So this is what? Gramble's on the field, always clicking play rough. We didn't bring Turtle. So I think this is where we start using Milo, because what we want to do is burn this guy. The question is, do we try to intimidate first? And if we try to intimidate first, we do it by getting an Earthquake. That's pretty valuable. Yeah, on Earthquake or Fire Punch. Earthquake or Fire Punch is definitely better. So we are going to use some, double check this. This is always Play Rough. On Play Rough, we can go to Excadrill. On Excadrill, then it is Earthquake or Fire Punch. I don't think this is that much better. We're never dead to... Yeah, we're never... Never mind. The whole point of having Leppa on both these guys is that we have time. HP on everybody else is a resource we can run out of. Okay. And now we just fish for burn. We're faster. The sun being up actually helps us because we don't want to KO immediately. Okay, we recover. And then Gramble Play Rough Crit is 121. Let's check out burn damage. 130. 114. That's 16 damage. So 121 plus 16 is 137. So we recover if we're above, if we have 137 or less. Burn him. Come on. Darn it. This is a lot of recover PP because we're not getting the... Try one more. And then after that, I think we just heal what we can heal. No burn. Okay. That also looked like a low roll. Okay. Yeah, we need these recovers. Is this always play rough is the next question. How many play roughs does he have? Because that was a lot. He has 16 play roughs if it's in the first slot. Let's verify that it's in the first slot. Play roughs in the first slot. So he definitely has more play roughs left. I think it's correct to keep going. There it is. That's what we needed. Do I think I'm getting more HP than this? Yeah, let's take it. That took long enough that we are really hoping for some, we'll call it help. All right. Now we got options. Where's my slow bro? I think the correct play is to try to KO this guy with burn, with a future sight up so we can hit Arcanine. Right, ideally we have Slowbro at full HP. And then, what does Slowbro bait? Slowbro baits Head Smash. We have to time the Future Sight right, which is wonky. I think we're better off just getting our Intimidates. Alright. What if he's out once again? If he's out of Play Roughs, it's still never Fire Punch. I don't think he's out of Play Roughs. We're gonna do this. Okay, that looks like he's under 25%, so we think he's gonna die in 4 turns, right? That's over 20, but looks like under a quarter. So if he Future Sight now, it's too early. So we slack off now. We have plenty of slack off PP. We don't have to be nearly as greedy with this. There's your crit. Don't care. All right. I still can't tell if he's going to be dead in 2 or... That's definitely more than 2 turns. So let's see. It's Future Sight. Slack off. Seismic Toss. I'm going to trust my eyes. I think he dies in 3 ticks, not 2. So we Future Sight, that's 1 tick. We slack off, that's another tick. Slack off, it's a 3rd tick. And if we think he's going to die, then we won't slack off. So we're going to Future Sight here. No ruler. It is what it is. He's out of Play Roughs, which is good. All right, I think we got it right. That looks like under 10% now. We slack off, payback. And then burn happens before Future Sight. So he should die to burn, and then Future Sight should hit the Arcanine and will be at full HP. Which is the best case scenario. You die. Arcanine takes good damage. We go Excadrill. I don't know if he can set up here. I don't think so. He doesn't. Count my head smashes. That's 1 head smash. This is Flare Blitz. Fire Blast crit on Arcanine on Gyarados is 166, and we have a Citrus. So this is Head Smash again. We go to Excadrill. Head Smash 2. He's hit both. He has 8. Gyarados is never dead here. But he can put us in a random move next turn. Now he's at -2. This gives us a really good shot. Milo's most scary turn is his first turn. Good job, Gyarados. If we heal enough, we can get a -3. I don't know that -3 helps us that much, other than stalling out one more. 177. Crit Flare Blitz, again, does 166. And then he could, like, max roll crit burn. I think that's worth it. Three head smashes. Gyarados holds. Great job, Gyarados. You can be burned. I forgive you for being burned. Head smash. Once again. He's -3. Have 3 head smashes occurred? I think that's 4, because we went 1 on Excadrill. Then we've got, yeah. This has got to be head smash 4. Okay. So now we have Flare Blitz. Question is, I think that Slowbro's always dead to double crit. Actually, I'm just dead to non-crit into crit on Slowbro. Milotic, on the other hand, has a shot. So we do go Milo. Milo has a better chance of survival. Well, you know, you're like working and stuff, Nick. I forgot you even streamed. I just thought you were a chatter. Plus, I can't lap you. I haven't been here yet. I heard you've been trying hard to catch back up at work, which is, it's a lot. All right, this is the scariest turn. Don't crit me. He has not missed a head smash yet. Let's go. All right, Leppa activates. We have more recovers than he has head smashes. He missed one. Yay. We're dead to double crit, so we're not doing anything until this guy is out of head smashes, I think. Well, is that really riskier? I suppose not, right? We should just try to take the KO with Scald. No, I'm sorry. We should Icy Wind, because we'll be faster at -1. That's why we taught this. All right, burn does 16, crit head smash does 190 max roll, so we are in range. We're just going to sit here until he has to start clicking Flare Blitz. There it is. There it is. He can click. It's still scary because he can click freaking Reversal, but Reversal does less than Head Smash. Not phase. There's still a stupid Focus Band. There it is. There it is again. Don't crit me. How many times? I think we recover. Reversal crit doesn't double focus band. How many people can play around it? That's the question I want to know. Are we one of them? All right, reversal crit usually kills me through burn. What's reversal PP? Not usually, I shouldn't say that. 24. All right, we cannot stall him out of reversal, so I think he's -3. -3. You know what we do here is we go Slowbro. Slowbro is safer because he no longer does a ton of damage. So we will win this. He just doesn't have enough. I want another. Give me another proc. You can't handle the bro. Future Sight. Slack off. Get out of here with this nonsense. Proc again, I dare you. I dare you, you stupid Arcanine. What an asshole this thing is. Double proc. This thing's unkillable. Jesus Christ. That's like the worst focus band Pokemon in the game, mind you. I feel like most of them you have counterplay to. This one you usually just like lose a Pokemon every time it procs. Jesus Christ. Thank God we didn't bring Torterra, by the way. We almost brought Torterra over Slowbro. Triple focus band. Another riskless fight, gentlemen. That's what that was. Oh, God. If I had a Clips channel, that would be on it. Oh, hold on. It's time. It's time to put the escape rope in the list. All right. T, ask me this. If you would plan that fight, how unlucky would you feel right now? What is that? It's 3 1 in 10s. That's a 1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000 for it to proc focus band. And you know what the reward is? The reward is another effing focus band fight. Let's go. This one's so annoying. So annoying because it's like trivial and yet you can't make it riskless. We only have one knockoff Pokemon, and so we can choose to knock off this Quick Claw or our Focus Band, or we can choose to knock off this Quick Claw. Excadrill just KOs everything on the team if you risk a Quick Claw. So like if I'm in the race, I'm just running this. If I could play and I reset. I love that. Nick, that was crazy. I'm not sure I've had 3 Focus Band procs in a single run total before, let alone on that freaking demon. I'm a little bit in shock. I've definitely never survived triple Focus Band proc. Let me just pivot into a hard counter since this double proc in front of me. I can't believe it. right? Like that's like, oh well, the game chose us to lose. But for anyone that delays 123 encounter, that's why you don't. Right there, just pull your Milo and dunk on Hark. Yeah, I love Milo. I love this Pokemon. And mine's not even a good one, right? It's got good. That's not true. It's got good bulk across the board, but it's minus special attack. Um, so Milo actually only dodged one crit. Now, if it had gotten crit, I would have just kept clicking recover. Um, Milo only needed to dodge. It needed to dodge high roll crit when it switched in, or crit into crit. And then it needed to dodge a crit after the second focus band proc. The first one was fine. Yeah. And truthfully, I should have just recovered anyway. Like I didn't play optimally. I should have switched to Slowbro as soon as the first reversal went off. So I was just, you just feel like, oh, it can't proc again, but it's still just 10% to proc. All right, so I think the lead I settled on, even though I haven't finished the fight, is Ursaluna, because Ursaluna can King's Rock Fling to break Sturdy, and then surely no Focus Band procs, right? Let's pretend it does. Let's say Focus Band procs. We know with the new AI updates that he cannot click counter once I have a KO. So this is always... so that we kind of assume the worst case is that Aggron is dead and rocks are up and we've taken a little bit of chip. What that means, essentially, is that Ursaluna shows a kill to everybody in the back. And the Pokemon that... so it doesn't... There's rare cases where it's Electivire or Houndoom, but almost always we're just going to get Seviper. And so what we actually want to do is just King's Rock into... Sorry, Flinch Earthquake into Earthquake. And just have ourselves 2 KOs to start the fight, with rocks up, maybe not. So then what we want to do is set up a finish to the fight, and we've got a couple of options to do that. One is to get a speed drop on Electivire and kill it with a Rapid Spin, so that we can sweep the back with Excadrill. Another is to KO the Electivire with a guaranteed Houndoom switch in, because Greninja with a Mystic Water switches in on random move Houndoom and sweeps. Sun's not up. So Mystic Water, KO's Houndoom, outspeeds, and then we just chain the Marowak. Marowak's the thing you don't want on the field. So you always route things so Marowak sits at home. Alright, so we do the Ursa thing. And I like the Ursa thing because it's one Pokemon that's pretty likely to play around 2. And the 2 most annoying, right? It plays around the 2 high variance Pokemon. And so we just need a line that lets us clear rocks on Electivire. Honestly, we don't even need to clear rocks on it technically. We just need to, because Greninja can switch in and still take rocks and be fine. So a different approach could be to do 50% to Electivire and then bait an Ice Punch, which is fairly easy to do. And I think that's the route I'll take, because I can use everyone's favorite counter to a Pokemon with Ice Punch, Torterra, to do my chip. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And you might think that Torterra is a bad counter to Electivire, except that an Intimidate or 2, plus the fact that it has Magnet Rise, so it wants to click it, means that Torterra tends to get free turns to heal. And we don't care about rocks. well, we do care a little bit about rocks. So let's think more about this. So let's say Ursaluna takes the front two, and then we have Electivire on the field. Electivire is clicking Cross Chop, sometimes Ice Punch. And so I think we can just go, I think it was Torkoal. I think Torkoal just doesn't care about anything, if I can find it. I need to sacrifice some Pokemon just so I can find what's in my darn box. Hot take. Torkoal comes in, has a Citrus Berry, maybe Aspire if we look at it a little closer. But that's pretty fictional. Always lives a Wild Charge, clicks Rapid Spin. And then we go Torterra. Yeah, then we go Torterra and we pivot with Gyarados a couple of times on Ice Punch. Get this thing to like -2. And then once it's -2, Ice Punch is no longer a massive concern. So we can just Giga Drain twice, which after the first Rapid Spin is always safe. And then Greninja sweeps, right? We switch in on Ice Punch, we're pre-burned, we don't care about Magnet Rise, we're faster than everything in the back and we KO it. So I think that's what we want to do. I think it's a pretty neat 5-mon line, and now we just need to bring something that helps us with fictional scenarios where Focus Band procs 100,000 times. So that would never happen though, right? So first, let's say Ursaluna gets Focus Band and Stealth Rocks go up. And then let's say it Focus Bands a second time and we get hit with a Stone Edge crit. We'll call that worst case scenario. That would mean that Ursaluna is at 70% and still nothing sees a KO. So I really don't see a universe where it's anything but Seviper second. And even in the universe where we're Stone Edge crit, we're still not get dead to Giga Drain crit. And now that I have put the sun back down, it's never Fire Blast, so we can't get burnt. So Seviper dies. I think the first two are guaranteed. And so the only question is, can Torkoal switch in on Wild Charge, Max Roll, plus Rocks damage, plus Wild Charge, and live? And the answer is yes, because Wild Charge does less than 50%, and Rocks and Citrus cancel each other out. So the only actual risk there is if we somehow are baiting a random move into Torkoal so that it can't be, so that Gyarados can't safely switch in. So maybe we just bring our other Intimidate guy, the Deer of Power, and we do that. I think that's pretty good. So we bring our Word Ears back up and we call it a day. I think this is good enough. Right, you can play around Quick Claw by just being slower. We play around Aggron by having a Pokemon that full walls it, and he can't click a counter. So funny enough, Excadrill is probably the best Pokemon for this fight in the game, and we have it in the box. It's a good one. We're going to leave it at home. Instead, we'll bring Word Ear. Yes, sir. All right. Damn near speed running. And this is level 73 Torkoal. Yeah, that's fine. Give me the deer. Wordier has been weirdly useful at times. I don't know how else to describe it. And honestly, it was critical on the Pyre Gauntlet, so it's hard to complain when I didn't sack it to LCR. Alright, I've never used King's Rock Flinch on Ursaluna before. That's fun. Okay. Mystic Water Greninja. Deer. We might as well level up our Wordier while we're here. Well, no. It doesn't die anyway. We don't actually need to do that. It doesn't die, it heals up, we're cool. Torterra. Torterra gets a Leppa, which is probably overkill. Torkoal gets a Citrus. Gyarados gets a Citrus. And then we have to pre-burn Torterra. Because its job is to not get frozen. And we need to pre-burn Greninja, because it's also coming in on Ice Punch. Again, so the only... There is one semi-fictional scenario which I still don't think is a problem. And here it is. If this Seviper gets... Ooh, I don't think it's true. Nope. Not true. Seviper... Houndoom does less damage than Electivire. So it can never go... It can never see a KO with Houndoom over Electivire. So, yeah, we're good. And we show a fast kill to Marowak, so it doesn't matter that it does the most damage. I think this is as safe as a Focus Band Quick Claw fight can be. I think we got it. Let's just make sure we have all the moves. Fling, Earthquake, yes. Surf is all we're clicking on you. What do you like? Dark Gem? You're Dark Gem. You don't need to have moves. You're just there for moral support. You're burned and have Leppa. You have Rapid Spin, Citrus, and you have Citrus. All right, we feel good. And then the next fight looks terrible for my box. It's another King's Rock guy. But maybe we'll find the sauce. Magma Grunt 2. Let's lock in. Unnerved Bear, continuing to be useful. I think sometimes we forget that these Pokemon aren't bad, they just could be better. This bear's pretty good, gotta say. It just isn't broken like the other one. Alright, so we fling. Whee! So satisfying when they flinch. Our bear is hasty, so it's faster than this guy. He cannot click counter because we have a KO. This is rocks or an attack if he procs. Oh, Focus Band. Imaginary. And then we just collect this KO as well. Giga Drain does 40%-ish. Only thing, nothing sees a kill, so this is Electivire. Electivire has no overlap. This is cross chop. He doesn't see a KO, so this can be Magnet Rise for +6. We will take the opportunity to go into Gyarados. This is Scope Lens high crit move, so we would like to see the Magnet Rise. Magnet Rise is more likely. This is like 80% Magnet Rise. There you go. We get 1 free Intimidate. That feels good. And then this is guaranteed. Guaranteed Wild Charge. Yep. We use Ursaluna because we don't need to take Burn Chip on Torterra unnecessarily. And then Gyarados comes back in on another Cross Chop. No crit is funny. He's -2. We're going to do this for a while. Really until Gyarados is dead to Cross Chop crit, which is quite some time. We might get this guy to -6. Is there a number where Torterra starts seeing overlap? No. No overlap on Torterra ever. A riveting fight. Alright, that's plenty. Guy only hit 2 cross chops. Go Torterra. We do need to be a little bit thoughtful about our damage rolls here. And we're going to synth once just to assess the Ice Punch damage. Because I think we out-heal it by quite a bit. Yeah, he does 25%, so we're never dead. This should be him floating on air or whatever it's called. Ice Punch. Alright, that looks like low roll. Because we low rolled, it's definitely more than 45%, so he's never dead to crit. It also wouldn't matter if he were dead to crit because we could also just switch in on the Houndoom. Alright, and just because it's satisfying, we're gonna wait until the electromagnetism wears off so that he can click Magnet Rise on the Switch, just for the culture. There you go. We're pre-burnt. You know you want to. Oh, he didn't. Oh, crit! Huge crit. Electivire is 187 speed. Hasty Greninja has 232 speed. Surf. Surf 3 times on the window if you want me. Gren sweeps the back. Very satisfying. No torrent needed. Clean, safe, and I believe riskless even if we got many focus bands. I think he needed multiple focused bands, like 3 focused bands, into Stone Edge crit. More than a couple. And even then, we had lots of counterplay. Okay. All right, that was good. That was very clean. And quick cook. Good job, Wordier. You matter. Don't be fooled. All right. This Nidoking gives me problems every time, and I am missing the typical guys you want for this fight. Now, one thing we can look at is Greninja. Greninja might have the special sauce here. Ooh. Oh. Greninja kind of sort of does have the special sauce. Okay. So we got some options. If we get really desperate, so sorry, let me take you through it. We have another Focus Band Nidoking in case you didn't have your fill of Focus Bands with Stealth Rocks. So we need to find a way around that. You have a Quick Claw Camerupt that tends to be reasonably easy to show a kill to. So even though it's second in the party, you have a good shot at not baiting it early. And usually you want to KO it with an Aqua Jet, right? So Kingler, Crawdaunt, and Caracosta are the 3 Pokemon you want in the box for this fight. I don't have any of those. The Aqua Jet that I do have is unfortunately on a non-huge power Azu. Azu can beat the Camerupt, but it only beats the Camerupt from full HP. Actually I can switch into Eruption and only lose to double crit. So I've got some potential. Azu might just be tough enough to handle it. And maybe Milo is as well. Let's see. Burned Milo. Burned Milo takes it like a champ. Okay. So we have a Camerupt answer if we can position properly. That's good. That's very good. All right. Other good things to note. Torkoal destroys the Slaking and gets rid of rocks. So ideally, we just bring something that beats the Nidoking and baits Slaking. And if we can do that, even if he Stealth Rocks, we should be okay. So let's look at some choices. Excadrill's a terrible choice. Excadrill just dies. Okay. So we can let him get rocks up, click Leech Life, but then we're not getting Slaking. Oh, and this Aerodactyl, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is an Unnerved Rock Blast Aerodactyl. It doesn't have, for a change, a King's Rock Pokemon that doesn't have Skill Link, but it's really fast, very, very difficult to outspeed. The only thing we have that outspeeds it is Beedrill, and Beedrill is not switching in on it. That said, our same pal Azu does a pretty good job. So what we probably end up doing is saying, let's get an Intimidate by somebody and win from there. Scissor actually can switch in on not Fire Punch and hit him with a pretty hefty Bullet Punch. And then I think Goss kind of switches in on Random Move. It doesn't switch in on Dual Wing, so it switches in on everything else. And 1 speed drop is all we need. So I think Eldegoss comes. Beedrill probably comes. Is this like a Beedrill lead situation? I just don't know the lead. Maybe we just Greninja lead. I think that's what I've done before. We just use Greninja. We're dead to max roll crit if he doesn't Stealth Rocks and he Focus Bands, but that seems fictional enough for me. Yeah. All right, so let's say we do that. Let's say we go Greninja, Surf, and we get Slaking. Do we always get Slaking? Slaking is... everybody is slower than me. Greninja's dead. I'm sorry, not everybody's slower. Aerodactyl's faster, but kind of unimportant here. So, no Focus Band, we get the Slaking. This is a fight that's going to need multiple lines. If we don't get Focus Band, we have the Mystic Water, we get the Slaking. We can just Water Shuriken it out if we want to, because it has eject button. Actually, we're just faster. It would be the first slow kill. Could Electivire freeze Turtle? No, I pre-burned my Turtle. I was clicking Giga Drain, so I didn't need physical damage. So pre-burn, right? It was -4. -4 Ice Punch did like 25% plus the burn, call it 31%. So I could just alternate Synthesis, Giga Drain, and never die. Totally safe. Well, you mean you don't like switching in your 4 times weak Pokemon into Ice Punch? Shell Armor, dude. Yeah. We were prepared. I already forgot my 1 pre-burn this run. It's time not to forget again. All right. Zoroark will see a fast KO. Yeah, Zoroark will see a fast KO on me with Focus Blast if I get my ordering, the ordering that I want, the ideal ordering. So Beedrill can come in and just destroy it. Drill Run Beedrill does not show camera up to KO, so we will want to U-turn out. Yup. So now we get to pick our switch in, huh? Who's left? Aerodactyl, Slaking, and Camerupt is left. And so one thing to keep in mind is that even if we get Focus Band into Stealth Rocks, this line still works. So this is a line that he doesn't have to Stealth Rocks turn 1, but we're playing around the most likely thing to go wrong, which is Focus Band into Rocks into KOing. This will still work because we can Beedrill, do the Beedrill pivot, we take Focus Blast and Rocks, and we're still fine. So this position is pretty stable. So we bring in, I think we bring Gren back in, and that gives us Slaking Double Edge or Retaliate. And we can just go Delmise on that. We can go Delmise on that. We can Rapid Spin away the Rocks. And then he'll do his turn where he can't do anything. Is there a way? I think so. Interesting. Don't love it. So Torkoal can just sit on this thing forever. And Torkoal has the ability to use Rapid Spin as many times as it needs to. To be faster than the Camerupt. And if rocks are up, we're taking, we'll call it 50%. So Torkoal's at 50%, which means we're baiting Earthquake Double Edge. We don't actually care that it's Earthquake or Double Edge. Oh, no, rocks aren't even up. We've always taken 30%. Oh, we've always taken 25%. We switch in on rocks, and then we protect. Doi. So we're a 75% Torkoal. We get to choose our speed tier. And then, what does that mean? Yeah, we have not unlimited time, but lots of time. And so eventually, how do you do? Do you die to anything? You don't. Okay. Okay. We have this. This is here. Well, there's the unfortunate thing is that big if I could get, if I had a different lead and I got into the same position, I can go. Where are you? Archeops on a loaf turn, click Tailwind, tank a hit, switch back to Greninja on the loaf turn, and then just go Surf, Water Shuriken with Mystic Water in Torrent, fast KOs Camerupt, so we avoid Quick Claw, and then we also, oh no, it doesn't work. Tailwind switch KO. So we'd still have fast Aerodactyl. It would only work if we had a status on Slay King. So we'd need like a future sight setup if we're gonna choose something crazy here, which I don't think we can do. Yeah, Masharna can't do it, and our 3 defense guy can't do it either. Yeah, not really. Almost. I also don't think future sight helps that much. All right, so let's ignore the Tailwind thing. Well, let's not ignore it. That's awesome. 4 kids is enough. You stay away from that stuff. Knock it off. Too funny. Too funny. All right. Oh my God. Could you guys imagine? What if my answer to Aerodactyl was Inner Focus Glalie? Come on, people. You can't tell me that isn't amazing. I so want to make this work. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go feed the kids soon, so I don't think I'll get to stick around and do this. That would be so funny. Because we've got Avalanche, right? Doesn't Avalanche just do double damage? Power doubles? It always throws me off, because double power and double... I feel like it just does double damage. Oh, well, double power is double damage. So, obviously Rock Blast is close to a KO there. That is so funny. What other moves does Glalie get? It is negative priority, but we're inner focus, so we can't flinch. So if we did like Bulky Berry Avalanche, we're down. Because even though he does 78%, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be dead to crits. Each hit can trigger the berry, so you have dynamic berry stuff saving you. Oh god, I don't think I'm gonna get to make it work, but first ever non-mega Glalie frag is pretty sick. Too funny. Too funny. Yeah. So close. Of course, my Glalie is not even a good one, so it'd still be a range. Let's pretend for now. Yeah. Yeah, the double base power seems to be doing the math the same way. For some reason, I thought it didn't, but it is here. All right. What other options do I have? So we talked about Eldegoss. So let's explore some other options. So if Torkoal is... Hold up. If Torkoal is on the field and at 75%, we're going to be out-damaged by Aerodactyl, and we're going to be dead to Camerupt Earthquake. But we can pre-damage, because we have... well, I can't pre-damage for with and without rocks, I suppose. Maybe I can. So I think I just need to make myself dead to Aerodactyl Rock Blast. So we'd say, yeah. The problem is there's Earthquake overlap. That part sucks. Oh, and it's... Oh, no, 3 hits. It is 3 hits. Okay. So then let's just say Eldegoss is the switch-in. We do Eldegoss. We get a single speed drop in the worst case scenario, and then we get dual wing beat. Right? Could be rare. It's unlikely, but if we Citrus Berry, let's just say it works out. So we get dual wing beat. Now we go Archeops on the dual wing beat. And we're out of slots. Ah, we're out of slots. So close. Torkoal still might be able to do it. I might not need the Delmise pivot. I just might have to level up Torkoal. I can. But Torkoal also needs to not be dead to Aerodactyl. Also important to remember, Aerodactyl is on nerve. It's like, shout out to everybody in the Inca's Magma Hideout race that forgot that fact. Oh, I wanted Inner Focus Glalie to work so badly. Would have been cool. All right. Okay, so again, Surf KO, eject, Beedrill U-turn, Almost Azu. Beedrill U-turn into... Nope. Into Greninja. Get Surf. Sorry, get Double Edge Retaliate. We do need to check about the Retaliate range. Retaliate plus Rocks. Still never KOs. And I think we just... Bulky Berry? Maybe we pre-damage? You gotta figure out the math here. I think Torkoal is just good enough. 53 to 73 is... a span of 20, so we can guarantee not dying, but we can't guarantee the rocks part of it. Funny enough, Torterra 1v1s the Slaking. Didn't see that coming either. Did not see that coming at all. That kind of breaks my brain. Alright. If Torterra 1v1s it, does it bait it? You show a kill. We out-damage you. You out-damage me. Okay. Finding new ways to use Torkoal. Not Torkoal, Torterra. So we go... We get the Beedrill thing. We get Slaking. We switch in Turtle. We get the Truant set up. We probably use a Citrus Berry. So we like Synth. Maybe Synth once. I don't know. We just alternate Synth and Giga Drain, but... And then there's going to be a certain turn where we're going to proc the berry, and we use that turn to Giga Drain 2 times in a row. So do like a bulky berry thing. Yeah, I think it's bulky berry. And then what happens? So we're going to be above 50%, back to or dead. So we should always get dual wing beat. So on dual wing beat, we could go... Okay. Togedemaru on dual wing beat. He takes 25%. We fake out. He's taking 30%. We go Eldegoss on Earthquake. We tank the Earthquake. We get dual wing beat again. And we go... at -1. Togi can go fake out Wild Charge, outspeed and KO the Aerodactyl. And then Camerupt is last. Arrow is King's Rock, yes. Sorry, I missed that. I was really locked in there for a sec. And then I thought we said that Milo just beats this thing. And we have a free slot. Is that true? Does pre-burned Milo definitely beat Quick Claw Camerupt that can't boom? Technically, I suppose it could, like, Earthquake crit into Earthquake crit. So we have to Citrus around that. Now it's safe. So yes, Milo with Citrus does it. I actually think that Oranberry does it. All right. I think this works, assuming we don't get... What? What are the problems with this? The problems are we're not bringing rock removal. Is that an issue? If he gets Focus Band turn 1 and rocks go up. That would be problem 1. What if he gets... What if he gets Earthquake turn 1 after Focus Band? Then we're getting early Aerodactyl and potential dual wing beat. That seems pretty bad. And there's no way for us to guarantee not dual wing beat after that, is it? Torterra does it. Torterra... well, Milo can probably do things against... Milo can probably heal up pretty well on Slaking it if we're in a steer mode. So we could go Torterra to confirm dual wing beat and then do the Togedemaru thing. That feels okay. I don't think rocks matter on those two. Rocks don't matter on Beedrill. Rocks don't matter on Greninja. Rocks don't matter on Torterra. I think it still works. I think the fiction just leads us... I don't think any fiction is direct death. I think it's just fiction into more fiction. Not fiction. Focus Band attack sets off a chain of events that can end badly, but we have tools to get out of this. Yeah, it just, the tools are really just Milo clutching up. I'm probably going to wait till after dinner, because it's time to get them up, but I'm not particularly terrified. These fights are just kind of hard to do exactly riskless, so you want to bring enough, right? The only way to do them truly riskless is to have bulky Pokemon that can switch in, click knockoff. Like, I don't have the things that usually invalidate this fight. Like, if you have a Protect Pokemon with Aqua Jet, that Pokemon can usually come into the Slaking and alternate Protects and KO it for free. One-shot the Camerupt with Aqua Jet, and then still be full HP to Aqua Jet around the King's Rock on Aerodactyl. So a single, like a solid Rock Caracosta, or a Shell Armor Crawdon, and almost every Kingler just makes this fight can you beat Nidoking and can you beat what's its face? Like, it's an easy fight, but I don't have that. Metagross is interesting. I don't really know what. I guess, oh, Bullet Punch. Yeah. Bullet Punch is useful. I have a Scissor for that, but I have to get 50% on it first, and I don't really have the room for a single slot. I'd rather do Eldegoss. I think Eldegoss has been my answer to Eldegoss and Ortogi has been my answer to every single King's Rock Pokemon. You just have to slot compress somewhere else. Which in this case, it's just a 5 Pokemon fight. So we're not slot compressing. We're just putting 2 Pokemon in Aerodactyl and calling it a day. Goss is insane. I'm sorry that we don't get to use Inner Focus clearly, but we're busy playing smart. Granby, yeah. Yes, sir. Eldegoss is probably the Pokemon that I didn't know was awesome until Run and Bun that I now love the most. Togedemaru had some cool VGC stuff, so I'd already kind of like already knew about him, even though this was his coming out party. Okay. You get Mystic Water. Is Mystic Water the play? Hear me out. Yeah, it's the play. Unless I wanted to scale special attack. That still doesn't do it. If I didn't have to go Mystic Water, if I were plus special attack, one of the cool things you can do with Greninja is you can Surf turn 1, and then you can King's Rock Flinch turn 2. And that way you're playing around the second Focus Band, because he's just going to flinch even if it activates. Alright, we said Bulky Berry on this guy. Any berry but Wiki will work. Figgy. Let's go Figgy. Sure. Eldegoss gets a Citrus Berry that it'll never get to use. Togedemaru also gets a Citrus Berry that it will never use. Milo gets a Citrus that it probably does use and gets pre-burn. Anybody else need pre-status? I don't think so. Flinching on command is awesome. Alright, hold on 1 second. I'm going to check if I need to feed the boys yet. I think I do. I might be able to come do the fight quickly. All right, we're going to run it, and then I'm out of here. First time not bringing a Protect guy to invalidate the Slaking. Let's verify one more time that that part works. So boosted Retaliate on switch in does 65% max plus rocks, and then yeah, it works. It does work. Again, assuming we don't get the fiction line. It works because we have the Bulky Berry, and we can alternate Giga Drain and Synthesis, which is a healing of 62% per turn, and Double Edge is doing 55% max every other turn. or I should say, sorry, Giga Drain and Synthesis is more healing every 2 turns than Double Edge is in damage every 2 turns. So as long as Torterra has the HP to switch in, it is safe. I am going to level up Togedemaru to 79 just to play around potential fiction. I don't think keeping him underleveled in particular is important enough right now, even though underleveled Togi can do some work on Preston and Mora. Stupid Noivern. Mystic Water, Surf, Beedrill with U-Turn and Beedrillite, Torterra with Giga Drain and Figgy Berry, good. The weakness policy fight is yes. I think of it as the Noivern. Well, I think of it as the Sylveon fight because it's the one where everybody gets screwed by the spread damage bug. Because the Noivern can miss, so it's really hard to get consistent baiting on that side, and then you don't want. And then if you KO it because you don't want an inconsistent baiting, then Sylveon does single target damage to both of your Pokemon, and you're like, I hate this game. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of the. That's probably a top 10 difficulty non-boss fight in the game. It might even be a top 10 fight in the game, period. Citrus. Silly Citrus, Biggie, Beedrillite, good. I'll say this, I've used more bulky berries in this run than ever before. The Slaking does feel scary, but I think I have it. That's where we come out at the end. We've made it to room 2. Room 2 is the Groudon counter room where you try to find you try to catch yourself in a Victory Bell or an exploding Exeggutor. Correct. All right, no focus band. All right, we got our bands out of the way. Actual slaking here. We are faster, so we do not need to click Water Shuriken. We can click Surf. Then it brings in slow KO, fake slaking for what's it called? Focus Blast guaranteed. Y'all know Beedrill takes that. U-turn does 175%. I think that's sufficient. Zoroark. All right, and then this is the turn, right? Now, there is an interesting one line I didn't think about. No, if I go Togedemaru, I get Aerodactyl. And we think this is riskless already. Do I just go? I think Torterra might get it. Well, no. So if I go Togi, I get Aerodactyl. My plan is to get Slaking. So question 1 is, does Torterra bait Slaking? What's left is Camerupt, who is outsped and dead to Earthquake. Quick Claw does not see itself as being faster in this game. Woodhammer does more than Dual Wing Beat on Aerodactyl. And our Bulky Berry Torterra is out-damaged by Double Edge, so we don't even have to worry about the weirdness of whether Retaliate is or isn't boosted and what rolls it is. We're just straight up outsped, out-damaged by Slaking, so we can bring him in right away. Is that the play? I think it is, because Retaliate crit on Milo does, a regular Retaliate does a ton. Yeah. All right, I'm confident. Show me Slaking. It's okay. It's okay. The reason it's not Slaking is that I didn't account for the damage I've already done to the Slaking. So my Torterra from current HP is out damaging everything. So it's Aerodactyl. This is still fine. Aerodactyl is always clicking Dual Wing Beat, which is the move that Torterra needs to bait on Aerodactyl anyway. And Milo walls the Camerupt, and Togedemaru is slow killed by Camerupt and fast KO'd by Slaking. So this is fine. This is fine, even though I miscalced. Torterra, Dual Wing Beat. Yeah, always Dual Wing Beat, never anything else. Okay. First Dual Wing Beat, chip. We fake out, which is really just conserving Togedemaru HP. This is guaranteed Earthquake. We go Eldegoss. At -1 speed, Togedemaru is now faster. We're level 79. Let me get that in the cap. We were already faster at our previous level. Just makes us feel good. The reason we will not permanently do Togedemaru pivots is that eventually Togedemaru baits Fire Fang. But right now, Dual Wing Beat does 78% on Eldegoss, Fire Fang does 42, Rock Blast does 45. So this is still always Dual Wing Beat. Togi takes Dual Wing Beat. Now we're faster. We fake out again. And then we Wild Charge. And after Wild Charge, we get Slaking. The question is, are we dead to anything? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is actually better. This is better than my original line. Because, do you know what Togedemaru does? You know what Togedemaru does? Togedemaru has Spiky Shield. And so now it's a Truant turn. How do we want to do this? We're burnt. I think what we want to do is whittle this down a little bit. How much? Wild Charge is never a KO, so we're going to Wild Charge here. It does a pitiful amount of damage, but it does enough damage. Truant. Okay. Now this is Spiky Shield. He attacks. This should still almost always be Earthquake, could be Double Edge. All right. This is another Truant turn. We U-turn out. Now we've done enough chip that Beedrill KOs. I love when I accidentally have a better line. Beedrill is way faster than Slaking. We U-turn, we KO because of the extra chip. And now Milotic's even fictional scenario doesn't exist. Now we are just trying to save a Citrus. He cannot Boom. Boom is the only move that can kill us. He also has to Quick Claw. For the record, this Camerupt has over a 50% Quick Claw rate on me. I've been here the first 3 times I got to Magma Hideout, it Quick Clawed me. But that was nearly riskless. We think it was totally riskless. We just don't know that. We don't know with all the rocks shenanigans. We know it was riskless without Focus Band. Alright, and I think I've been messing up this fight when I do it, so I will depart from here and think about my plans. Good job, Milo. You're the best. Underrated. I will say I'm a little disappointed to have both Slowbro and Milotic because they do such similar things. But next run I'll need to get Slowking and it'll be okay. I'm running out of super high special defense Pokemon to grab. Alright, that's all for now. I'll do some more planning. Come back in a little bit. Here's a sneak peek. This fight is a little bit of a meme because you have this super fast Manectric that can click Double Team. And unless you genetically modify your Beedrill, it doesn't KO it. Yeah. Plus attack, 31 attack does the job. But that's not my Beedrill. Ooh. Life Orb. Draco almost does it. But anyway, we got some options. If I remember correctly, Zoom Lens doesn't cancel Double Team. That's the thing. I've been assuming that Zoom Lens cancels Double Team, and apparently I'm wrong about that. But maybe Eldegoss just beats this. No. Not quite. Well, anyway, we'll look at it later. I'm sure we'll figure it out. Anyway, T, thanks for hanging out. Anybody else that's watching, appreciate you. Might be back on later, but for now, I'm going to do some family time and maybe cook a couple of these offline. Peace out.